It's a great day for hip-hop. Shout out to the Clipse for releasing a great album. Shout out to Raekwon the Chef for releasing a great album. Both albums was good. I just want to do a quick little overview, a little review on both albums. The Clipse album, I'm gonna go first with the Clipse album. I like Birds Don't Sing, Chains and Whips, POV, EBT, and then Glorious Bastard. Those is my five. Those are the 5 songs I like out the whole album. Even though the whole album is good money and you can listen to the whole album from beginning to end, but those are the 5 songs I specifically like. You know what I'm saying? And the Clipse call a style of rapping designer coke rap, because they rhyme about designer stuff and coke stuff. I feel that style no longer pertains to both of them. I feel like it pertains more to Pusha T than Malice these days, because once Malice got into Christianity and spirituality, it heightened his aspect and outlook on life. Not saying Pusha T didn't elevate on his aspect of life, but Malice is a little more spiritual and religious now, and he upped it. Like, you know, he had a hiatus. He took he took some years off, but he said he always kept writing, and he said he had dropped 2 projects unbeknown to me. You know, I wasn't up on it. I was somewhere in a cocoon or in my own world. But Malice stepped his bars up. Malice got, good metaphors, double entendres. Malice stepped it up. So shout out to the Clipse and Pharrell. I think Pharrell is the reason why the album is getting the push that it's getting. Not saying the Clipse is not big and they don't have a fan base, but we know Pharrell has transcended across different lines and ethnicities and lifestyles. So he's a powerful producer, and he fucking with Louis, and Pusha T fuck with Louis, and Pusha T got that contract with Adidas still. So they just winning all around the board. They just winning, and shout out to Pharrell and shout out to the Clipse, man. It's a great day for hip hop, and Malice is 52 years old and Pusha T 49. So that go to show you, older niggas got bars. Now, it's for the Raekwon album, right? Raekwon is like 51, 52. He got bars. Now, the songs I like on the Raekwon album is Open Doors, 600 School, The Guy, The Heavies, and On Murder. I like the whole album, but those are the 6 songs. Those are the 5 songs that I like the most, because those songs is action-packed. And what I mean by action-packed, he's in pure form with the lingo, the bars. There's a lot going on. He's talking tropical. He's using his slang. The beat sounds cinematic. It got motion. It got motion. Some of the songs on there, he go through like little reminiscent stories, or the energy go a little down. I like certain BPM numbers. I like certain BPM numbers. I always like anything between 83 and 92 BPM. But if you is rhyming to a slower BPM, I feel your words should be flipping like consistently. This is a general statement. This ain't pertaining to Raekwon. But I feel, when you rhyme into a slower BPM, you gotta be like going nuts, because some tracks is when they too slowed down like that, I don't it'll throw me off sometime. But Ray did his thing. The album is fire. I would call this album Purple Tape 2025. I wouldn't say Purple Tape 2.0. I would call it Purple Tape 2025. Ray did his thing. Nas shined on that shit immaculately. Ghostface shined on there. The song he did with Griselda is fire. You know, but if Ray can do 2 more albums like this, he can ride off into the sunset. Not that he have to. He's already, you know, Ray is already a legend. The Purple Tape was crazy. And, you know, and the Lex Diamond story was cool. But the Purple Tape was crazy. And this album is great. It's good. It's good money. But if he could do 2 more like this, yeah, he could ride off into the sunset extra anointed. And not saying that he not anointed now, but it would be glorious. You know, like Nas put out 5 albums in the last 3 years. He showed you, like, yeah, my pen's still dripping. And that's what I like to see. I'm a little younger than them, but I'm from their era. You know what I'm saying? I'm from their era. When they was outside, I was outside. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I came outside in 88 when I was 12. So when all them niggas was outside in the early 90s, I was outside doing like a lot of the same shit, getting street money, moving around, Skate Key, Tunnel, the rink in Jersey, Black Expo, Grant's Tomb. I'm moving around. So, you know, it's like the same era. But so I'm glad to see them dumping how they dumping, because I never stopped doing boom bap, and I always been dumping. And I had people saying, yo, man, you know, people don't want to hear that. You know, that you sound like a 90s rapper. This is what people used to tell me when I was battle rapping and all that, like in the mid-2000s, like 2006, 2005, 2009 when I was battle rapping. Yo, bro, you sound like a 90s rapper. Niggas is listening to trap now and this and that and auto-tune and this, that. Now, look, everybody back to slurping boom bap rap and real hip-hop. Everybody back to slurping again. But I never stopped doing that. I got songs from 05 up to now, me going crazy to regular, like to real hip-hop beats. So, you know, that go to show you people stick to your guns and do what you know best, and don't listen to everybody else, and don't switch up. There's a difference between switching up and growing. Don't switch up because other people might don't like it. You can grow, but don't switch up. You know, growth and switching up is 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Raekwon and shout out to Pusha T. They did their thing, and you know, people talking about the Nas diss on there, the unreleased Nas diss. Listen, man, Nas opening a casino in Queens, and Nas company Mass Appeal is responsible for the 50th anniversary hip hop event that popped off at Yankee Stadium. And I was there. That shit was epic. That shit was a movie. I was there. I did 3 interviews for 3 different news stations. I did an interview for Channel 1. I did an interview for Bronx 12 News. And I did an interview for another station. I forgot what station it was. I think it was like Channel 9 or something. But yeah, it was epic. It was super epic. So Nas, even though Nas is great without those 2 accomplishments, but Nas got too many accomplishments. Him and Jim is in 2 different galaxies. Now, people talking about, oh, the Clipse and the Clipse and Jim Jones, or Pusha T and Jim Jones, because Nas is on Ray new album and Pusha T new album. And I'm going to say Pusha T is in a different realm from Jim. Jim is in, he's like in a limited lane. And not saying he don't get to no money or nothing, but Nas and Pusha T is in different worlds. They transcended different dimensions and realms and different circles and groups of people. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Nas fed a lot of people with that 50th anniversary hip-hop event. And Nas' label, Mass Appeal, do a lot for hip-hop. Nas really loves the culture. Not saying Jim don't. But, you know, I don't support gangbanging and, you know, I don't support that. You know, I don't support that. You know, I think we got to show the people more. People laughed at Nas when he rhymed about pyramids and black history and shit like that. That man is epic. That man is versatile. He makes songs for the bunnies. He make all levels, storytelling, everything. So anyway, that's my recap. That's my take. I don't want to go past 10 minutes. The gods don't mingle with the mortals. The kings don't eat with the peasants. The only time wise men hang around fools when they educate them or enslaving them. Stay up like a cup, I holler back on my collar crack. We get up like sit-ups. Iron, I'm oxygen. Uno.